Hey, welcome to the process. My name is Dr. John Bush. This is my Friday night game analysis, snaps, DAPs, Vegas, and efficiency metrics. It's a top-down approach. Just trying to get all the ducks in a row for us to make those final lineup decisions. This is 10 o'clock Thursday morning, so hopefully I'll get this out and it will help you at least frame the issues. And I think right off the bat, the biggest issue I see, the unknown, the possibilities, the uncertainty is the Tennessee quarterback. Levitt's sparkled last week. Shall I say that word, sparkled? And different game. They've had, Pittsburgh D is going to have time to look at his game film. But, that's what Tennessee has to go with. There's some interesting pass catchers. And we'll see how it all plays out. But to me, right off the bat, before we even look deep, that's what I'm thinking. Vegas has 21-15 Pittsburgh. Dennis and I discussed this on the podcast yesterday. That's out at Science of Fantasy Football. And if you follow me or Dennis, the Mike Media on Twitter, follow him, check his words of wisdom. To help you out. So anyway, Dennis was thinking this is going to be closer, and if Tennessee can get in the 20s, they might win. So Vegas doesn't think so, but if they got one more touchdown, they would win. That I think it might be the last play or last series could decide this game. Unfortunately, it's going to be a lot of defense, a lot of threes and outs, maybe. Again, I don't know what Levis is going to do. He may spank Pittsburgh. I mean, this could go as far as uncertainty levels. If I was betting, I would bet with the odds. I think Tennessee got some money, but I would be cautious. I think this could go any which way. In other words, I see the floor ceiling very broad. Okay. So let's talk about my three levels of data, or I present three levels for each game. Game one of the week in Pittsburgh. Tennessee, 36.5. Vegas says it's 3 points. I think Tennessee, if they just score an extra touchdown, they're in this mix to surprise. 36 though is piss poor. Okay, there's just no way around it. In fact, this week I think we have 8 games 41 predicted or below, so it's a sucky week for points theoretically through the eyes of Vegas. So maybe a good week for defense and not so good for things like quarterbacks. There's a lot of scrambling going on. Couple leagues I'm actually having to use with, so it happened. So I don't know if I mess with the over under. I think I was betting I would just go see and take the odds. $5 bet. That's about how much I feel about this game. Definitely no more than that. Just have something on hand to keep you interested. So that's this first level. Second level is my defense against position. This looks at the team versus their opponent's D, and what does the opponent's D do for their position, right? So for Pittsburgh, going against Tennessee. Tennessee is light green here. That means they're above average easy. So there are some holes in the armor there for the Tennessee D. One of the strong suits, and I was jumped to it, they really are tough on RBs and tough on tight ends. So Frymouth's on IR, so I don't know the tight end equation here hurts. I know, was it Haywood uh, is maybe snap-wise is taking over for Frymouth. I think he got a little action last week. So on the other hand, it looks like the quarterback below average tough, so there's a little bit of resistance, but the wide receivers have an opportunity. So Pittsburgh, it looks to me, is going to be passing a lot here. You can also use the kicker and stream the D this week, given the over under and defensive nature. At least that's what Vegas says. The DAPs also support playing or streaming the D. So it looks like Pittsburgh wants to pass more, rush less. And I don't know about the tight end. I guess in daily fantasy, you could roll the dice, but that's tricky. I wouldn't do it. Tennessee, and again, Pittsburgh's at home, so that does help, and that might explain the 3 points, but I'm not sure the DAPs show this advantage here, and we'll see the metrics efficiency just a second. Tennessee, Pittsburgh is above average easy, and it looks like rushing and passing are favored. So Tennessee will have the option to get King Henry in play, and that probably opens up passing for Levis. This is part of the high ceiling floor concept is Tennessee looks like they can be much more dynamic in this game, even playing away, than Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh looks like it's, passing. And I mean, look at the passing levels here. Looks like it is, the door is open for that. And again, Henry, if he's well and everything, or Spears, looks like they can, maybe get a score. So don't want to play the kicker for Tennessee, but the Tennessee D is open for streaming. So I see that Tennessee can be more dynamic. Pittsburgh's a little bit more focused on the passing. And again, Tennessee just needs a little bit of luck here to be right in this mix to upset. So that's why I would probably favor Tennessee if you can get some positive odds there. Efficiency, the last here. Pittsburgh, the last three, they've been pretty good. It's about average. This is the home away efficiency, nothing really different. Anything near one means there's really not any difference, which is interesting. Some teams are really skewed to the home or away. Pittsburgh and Tennessee really doesn't matter that much. They really haven't changed in the last three games, so they've been running steady here, so nothing dramatic there on the efficiency. What I do see is compared to the league, Pittsburgh and Tennessee rush more but pass way less. Look at these numbers. These are almost at the bottom of the league for passing uh, uh, production here. And I think Tennessee might get an advantage because this was with Tannehill. I mean, the efficiency metrics can't figure out, Levis because he hadn't played but one game. So this number probably, if Levis is the real deal, this will change. Home away splits. Pittsburgh at home rushes less, passes more. So Pittsburgh being home rushes less. Look at the tough DAPs here. Passes more. Look at the easy. So their tendency is what the DAPs from Tennessee suggest they can do. So they're going to get to play their game at home. Tennessee, on the other hand, when they're away, rush less, probably pass more. So given the DAPs, Tennessee can do both actually, and there's that dynamic situation. So they're plus 13% passing. Uh, really rush like 76% less. So it's skewed to the passing. And I think with Levitt's, again, that was with Tannehill. With Levitt, that still may allow Henry. I think the game for Tennessee, if Henry can get a touchdown, maybe Levis can get two or three, and that will allow Tennessee to win. So I think that's the how this goes here. I mean, yes, if Levis is the second coming, then what Henry does may not matter, but it seems logical to me, given the DAPs, that if Henry can really, or Spears, whoever's playing, I think Henry was questionable, but I hadn't heard him not playing. Okay, so snaps. Let's look at Pittsburgh here. Pittsburgh. So Pickett got hurt. Trubisky jumped in, but everything I hear, Pickett's back. So I think we don't have to worry about Trubisky. Harrison, Warren, they split. And so split backfields under tough DAPs, I, I, you know, I think you're hoping for red zone. If you're playing either one, you're hoping for red zone at this point. So, saying not play them, but that's that's how I interpret that. Firemoose gone. So Hayward's the heir apparent. Again, tough, extra tough DAPs. Not playing him. If I'm trying to stream tight ends, I'm looking elsewhere. Not surprised, uh, but that's kind of what the DAPs would tell me to do. Pickens, Deontay looks like 1A, 1B. That's great. Robinson has been declining a little bit. He's, over the whole season, he's been the number two, but last week and the week before, as far as, he hasn't been the clear two. In fact, he's moving towards the clear three. Calvin Austin was the talk weeks 2, 3, and 4, but notice that was Johnson was out. So I was thinking Calvin would overtake Robinson. I was wrong. I didn't know that Calvin was Johnson. Okay. So Johnson's back. Calvin's gone here. Boykin. So that's what it looks like. A three-headed attack. Robinson just had been putting the scores together. Looks like Thunder and Lightning with Pickens and Johnson, if they're both suited up. That's how Pittsburgh takes care of Tennessee, is these guys really are above the fray and score a touchdown each at least. Just, you know, just curious how this goes. That's what the DAPs say, is it's up to these guys here. Tennessee, Levitt's, he's the show. Henry outpointed Spears. Henry needs to continue. I would like to see Henry at 50 instead of 40 snaps. I think he's being underutilized. I don't know if there's some injury there or what's going on, but he has not been hitting the snap level that I would want. For the price I paid for him in the draft, I'm underwhelmed by what I've got. Okay, you definitely want Spears as backup. Chiggy, uh, yeah, he's tough. So Chiggy might surprise us, but look at Wesco. Wesco, I think, is the blocking tight end. I think Levis, noticed that showed up. Look at 40. He hadn't done that in a long time. I think Levis was using the two tight end sets to protect or get protection. So that, Chiggy may be doing less pass catching and more pass blocking here. So just be aware that that's what how I'm reading the snaps. Snap wise, looks like it's if Hawkins can wake up. Looks like Levitt's woke him up. What's going on? But look, it's a 5-touch guys here. So that maybe they were doing it because Tannehill, but Levitt's, we need to figure out if I'm hoping Hopkins, if you drafted him, this is what you hope that Levitt's makes him a new guy, gives him a refresher and move. This needs to be up in the 50s, folks. And Akina Burks, Burks is kind of coming back. He might go up into the 40s. I would love to see 50s, 40s, and this guy Akina stay about 30s. I don't know if Moore and Phillips are worth a lot of time. They should probably go down to make these guys the show. So if Levitt's can wake up these guys, maybe Burks wakes up tonight. If he, at one point, week one, he was the show, 57. Declined with injuries. Now he's back. You would think he would start moving closer to the 40s. So more activity. If Hopkins is out, then Burks is going to have to go. Then it will be Akina and Moore probably gets opportunities. So if you're doing daily fantasy, depending on Hopkins is in or not, you could shift your daily fantasy to Chris Moore and maybe even put Burks as the captain of your wide receivers there. I don't know. That could surprise everybody. Okay, that's me shaking the tea leaves. I'm not making final decisions till tonight. I got to think about this a little bit. Maybe get some more data, see what's going on, watch injury report. Anyway, I wish you good luck. I'll try to do the high scoring games. Try to do for the weekend. We got a European game, bleh. And of course Thursday is always bleh. So be cautious. It's Thursday. Regardless of what else, it's Thursday. So, tailor your expectations to that. So I'll try to get another report out. Well, I'll get all the static images at scienceoffantasyfootball.com. Check out Dennis's weekly values, his waiver wires, in case some of his players slip through the nets. You might pick it up and stash. I'll have the Snaps, DAPs, Efficiency Vegas for the high scoring, mid, and low scoring games of the week, which we have 8, well, minus this one, 7 more low scoring games. Double black. Okay. Good luck tonight. Woo woo.